Welcome back to another episode of the Dubcast. In today's episode, I'm rejoined by Mikey and Cam. We'll be going over our Week 4 picks, recapping the week in NFL land, and then we'll be going into Week 5 picks and predictions against the spread. I'll give my 5 takeaways. We'll give our Focus 5. I'll give my NCAA stuff. So, packed episode. Let's dive right in. Do something, man. People are questioning you. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, yep, do that. Sure, guys. Stupid and dumb. Just an idiot. Get your shit together, son. Fuck it. I loved it. Welcome to the Dub Cast. So we're back here. Another week in the books. Cam's already geeking at me. Fine, that's okay. I don't know why you're laughing, because going over last week's record, you had the worst record. Picks against the spread, me 11-5, Michael 9-7, breaking 500 after that week 1 performance. Cam
abysmal week 1 for Mikey, but hey, bounce back. That was a bounce back.
Technically, that was week 3. Cam 8 and 8. So even. That's all you can ask for, really. So overall record on the year, Michael, you're now at 16-16 even. Cam, 18-14 overall, and my record through 4 weeks is 38-25 and 1 push. So before we dive into a game-by-game analysis, any overarching thoughts, or you want to just go game by game?
Games.
I think I've kind of held my own starting off on this podcast. I mean, not really expecting too much. I mean, half the time I've been on here, I've been drinking 2 bottles of wine. So I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to make educated picks now with just a normal beer. And you'll actually get my picks for the rest of the weekend that I'll actually be gambling on.
Okay. Not a good week for the underdogs anymore. Well, we'll talk about it. So starting it out, Thursday Night Football. Now let me address the elephant in the room. This podcast, we had +4.5. Now, peek behind the curtain, these are filmed on either Tuesday or Wednesday, so it's usually opening lines. It's not, the line moves a lot once the sharps get involved. I've seen that with UFC. I just recorded my UFC video, which will come out before this, but the sharps, once they get in on something, they make it with their way. So we had Cowboys-Giants 4.5. It got down to 5.5. A lot of people were upset about the Brandon Aubrey missed field goal at the end. We all picked the Cowboys to cover. Shitty game. I missed the first half of it. A lot of penalties. I don't know if you guys were watching.
I was.
Yep.
Mikey was definitely not.
I was there. Come on, I'm locked in.
Oh, your boots on the ground. Okay.
So, what were your thoughts? Was it too many penalties? Do we need to cancel refs? What's the deal?
I don't think we need to cancel refs. I mean, I think it was a little bit one-sided, but I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily you need to bench the refs. You need to keep some sort of control of the game. I did like CD to score a touchdown, which he ended up doing, but thankfully I ended up with Dub's Nerf lines that somehow I came out with a win on this.
All right, and the picks they're all on CBS Sports, so go check it. That's what it's on. That's what I use.
Who the fuck looks at CBS Sports?
Me. It's a better app than
you. Okay.
It's a better app than fucking ESPN that just throws shit in your face you don't care about. I don't care about that woman's.
ESPN. I'm looking at the actual lines on FanDuel.
Yeah, well, I don't go on. I go on FanDuel and DraftKings one day a week, and then I use Fliff, which is
Fliff's hype.
Yeah, but it has bad odds. So overall takeaways: Malik Neighbors, awesome. I think Daniel Jones has played better.
He did. He had a bad week 1. He's been better since then. They just couldn't finish drives. 5 field goals.
True, they didn't score.
They actually had a kicker today rather than week 2. I think they didn't go into the game with a kicker, which was tough. I had Dak passing yards over, which sad. Giants had the ball for 40 minutes. They carried the ball. Their offense looked fine. I don't think they turned the ball over at all. They just ran the ball. Daniel Jones throwing it only to Malik Neighbors and Wandale Robinson on short stuff. So they had the clock running the whole game, and yeah.
He tried to high it, but it wasn't really working.
Well, he's terrible. So
why? He had fucking Tommy DeVito as his quarterback in his rookie year. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
Danny DeVito.
Daniel Jones.
Danny DeVito.
All right. I don't think we can analyze his career until he gets an actual decent quarterback. So moving on, 1 p.m. window. This is another one that killed people. We had the Saints versus the Falcons. We had 1.5 Wednesday night. Falcons favored. They win by 2. I had Falcons. Not sure what you guys had. Michael also had Falcons. And then Cam had Saints. Yeah. This, I think, is going to be the same exact game as the Thursday night game because it's the same division, same spread. So what were your guys' takeaways from this game? Taysom, 2 touchdowns.
Mikey?
I didn't watch this game. I was locked in on the Jets, unfortunately.
We'll get to that.
But yeah. Younghoe Koo with a 60-whatever-yard field goal to win, which is insane. But yeah.
The kickers are crazy, bro. Like,
yeah,
they kicker scoring
anywhere, honestly.
What? You're both just talking at the same time.
Sorry, Mike. Yeah, you go ahead.
I was saying fantasy kicker scoring is the highest I think it's ever been through like the first 4 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, when all these guys, half the teams play in the dome. So when it comes to that, like, definitely take a kicker. Especially that one that their home field is in the dome. And if they're on the road, especially in the NFC South, I think even Carolina is going to be nice weather until probably fucking January. Like, I think you're going to be in a good spot. I mean, I think Koo might be one of the more accurate kickers in the league too. But, I ended up losing on the New Orleans Saints. I was never a big fan of them, especially on the first week of the Dub podcast. But I ended up taking them and they ended up losing. But I don't know. I have more faith in them than the Falcons moving forward.
Really? I don't.
Okay.
I do. I don't like how the Falcons look.
Why?
Gross.
They won.
Who do you rely on if you're the Falcons?
Bijan Robinson, Drake London's looked really good.
Okay. All
right. We'll agree you're relying on Derek Carr? He's done miracles on me.
Yeah.
Not fair. I was not.
What?
I don't know about that. Yeah, but
Olave, look at them stats.
He's
average
good.
Separation per yard run. No, that.
I think both teams are fraudulent. Not gonna lie to you, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, they'll probably be the team that loses in the first round of the playoffs, but they're gonna. The Buccaneers. All right, we'll move on. Boots on the ground. Bengals at Panthers. You're in the building, right? Ground.
Yeah, I was in the building. Yes,
Panthers plus 4.5. I believe.
I took the Bengals.
Yeah, me too. Mikey, I think you had Panthers. Red Rocket let you down. Cam,
they played a good game. I feel like.
Your report from Charlotte.
I didn't include this, but I also had when I went to the game, I had a Jamar Chase to anytime score touchdown, and then also the Bengals to win. This Bengals team,
and you had T Higgins to score.
I did, yeah. So that was included in it. I also did a side bet without T Higgins in there, but like on my own, not on the Dubcast. But this, that Panthers team is just so tough to root for. Like for their top defensive players, two of them got hurt. 2 of them have been traded in the offseason. It's very difficult to actually bet on them when it comes to, especially like making the defensive game when the Red Rocket kind of dictate whatever they're going to do on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know. They kept it a close game, but I don't know. Thankfully, I had the Bengals in this one and ended up paying out for me.
That game doesn't give me any confidence for the Bengals, though.
I think
it
could. You're on the road. It's like you're only 4.5-point favorites. It's not like they're like 10-point favorites. The Panthers looked better.
I'm surprised the line was that small, honestly, but
it kind of makes sense. Like they were hedging on the Panthers. Like could potentially be good with Dalton, but they're just gonna like revert back to being probably shit.
Even though they lost, they still look good on offense. I think Chubb Hubbard had another over 100-yard game. Andy was slinging it.
The Bengals defense made the fucking Patriots look competent on offense. Like, that's where we're at. Running the ball. The Commanders dropped, 40 on them? I forget who their other loss was. The Chiefs. I don't know. I hear a lot about this Lou Aronimo guy, but I don't really think he's good. I think he might be a fraud. So what was the environment like in Charlotte? Were they depressed?
It was loud.
It seemed like there were kind of a lot of people there.
It was. I mean, more for a Panthers game than usual. I just don't think that the Panthers have enough longevity to make it through week 6. I mean, they definitely rode the Red Rocket, and that was the most expensive ticket I've ever bought for a Panthers game. It's $30. But I don't know. I'm very curious to see what the Panthers do after this, especially with Bryce Young on the bench. I mean, everybody's been honestly buying tickets to just to go see Bryce Young and then hopefully turn the whole Panthers organization around. But now they got Red Rocket at the helm. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, there's been reports about putting Bryce Young back in, which is really dumb. I don't love this Panthers team at all moving forward. I think they're going to be with the Patriots in the bottom of the league.
Agreed. I don't think the quarterback change is going to do anything for them.
It gives you that one game boost that they got against crumbling Raiders.
I mean, moving forward, if you're going to play with Andy Dalton, you're going to win the same amount of games as Bryce Young. Bryce Young definitely squeaks out a win at some point. It's really not that much of a difference, but I don't know.
Moving on, next game was the Rams at the Bears. I had Bears. I think you guys might have had Rams, and at least Cam had Rams. I think this game I didn't really watch much of. I was mostly watching Red Zone because the Pats were on at 4 o'clock, so I don't think they were showing a lot of this game. Rams just continue to fail. My bet is not looking good. Is Cup or Puka supposed to come back this week? Because I saw the guy in the no. Okay.
I think it's the week after. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come back this week, but I think it's supposed to be the week after.
I mean, Rams kept it competitive. They didn't get blown out or anything, but
I mean, they're also playing Bears team that can't really bank on. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any trust in either of these teams, but
Rams I trust as underdogs.
Fair.
Bears keep getting crazy lines as favorites. We'll talk about this week, but I don't really understand what that's about. Why do they trust the Bears so much? I don't know. Caleb, my rookie of the year bet is looking worse and worse. I should have hedged with Jaden week 2. It's probably gonna be a brick. He might not even be top 3 rookie because Bo Nix and Marv. So we'll see. Keenan Allen, get your ass back in there. Not much else from this game. I think he played even. This game was just pretty boring. Next game, finally, victory lap. Packers lose. I picked against them and they lost. Vikings win outright as 2.5-point favorites on the road. I believe me and Michael were on that one.
Yep.
Box score looks close, but I think they scored a touchdown with a minute left. They're just
that was a garbage time touchdown. No, the Vikings dominated that game. Yeah.
They got it kind of scary during the fourth quarter. They got up to 13 or 12-point game, I want to say. But the Vikings jumped out way too far at the beginning of the game. 28-3, I think. Yeah. I said it revenge game.
True.
Low-key revenge game.
He scored, right?
Yeah.
He caught a touchdown. Aaron Jones. Yeah. Yeah, so Jordan Love, I think they rushed him back. You should have played Malik. I guess that defense is looking kind of suspect. Christian Watson got hurt, right?
I think so. Yeah.
He got carted off or something. Watch out for Dontavian Wicks. Watch out. He's going to be good.
All right.
I'm more of a Dobbs guy over Wicks, but that's more my opinion.
You're what?
I'm more of a Dobbs guy over Wicks, but
it's Dubes. No, I don't know what it is.
Right.
Well, I like all of them, but Wicks is slept on. He's the odd man out because you go 3 wide receiver set. He's the number 4 guy, but with Watson out, I'm not sure if we should bring up Devontae Adams now or later, but will the Packers be in play for Devontae Adams? You think?
No, absolutely not.
No, yeah, I don't think so either. I was texting with Gabe, and he was like the Packers, the Saints, or the
Jets.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it's probably the Jets, but that's just me.
I agree. Okay. Any thoughts on the Vikings? That defense looks solid once again. 4-0. Crazy. No one expected that.
One of 2 4-0 teams going to London this week to play the Jets. Revenge game for Sam. I don't know.
We'll see when we get there.
I'm just very curious to see what the team looks like when Hawkinson comes back, honestly.
You made fun of me for saying that.
No, I'm saying it right now. This is a new brand. It's the brand slate.
Dude, he's not coming back this week. What are you talking about?
No,
that's what you said.
I don't know.
Did say
I don't remember that. That was a certain part of the line talking. But I think Hawkinson, when he comes back, this team's a little bit different. Even
Addison,
though they are
4-0.
Yep. I love Addison. Always been a supporter of Addison. I'm just not a massive fan of Jefferson. I know it took him like 2 weeks ago to score a touchdown, but that was mainly because they didn't really have any other weapons. But I don't know. I think once they get Hawkinson back, this team with Darnold at the helm, I think it's a little bit different than having. I also kind of want to pitch it to the Dubcast on what you think they do if Darnold reaches the playoffs. Like, do they just let JJ take over next year, or do they extend Darnold? I mean, he's only on a 1-year contract. I don't really know what's going to happen from there on out.
I think if you make the playoffs, you've got to give him like a 2-year contract or something, right? Or let him walk. It depends on what you think of JJ.
I think he walks.
I
think he's the New York Giants starting quarterback week 1.
That's
really?
a good call. That's a good call because they throw him in there into the dumpster fire with Daboll. Maybe keep Daboll a year, but get rid of Jones. Oh, they still suck. Guess who's number 1 pick in 2025? They get another fucking Manning. Right there you go. I could easily see that happening.
Okay.
Or he might play well for the Giants. And
That's
I don't know. The Giants
That's impossible.
The Giants just reek of drafting Shador, but I'll pass on that. Go over the host.
It depends. If they fire Daboll, then I don't know. They should keep Daboll, but I don't know. Yeah. If they keep him offensive coach, clearly Kevin O'Connell, I mentioned it last week, but he slept on his head coach. Offensive guys are running the league. So I think he could work with JJ or I don't know if Daboll's that same level, but I guess we could find out if Darnold potentially leaves. All right, next game, Jags, Texans. We all were on the Jags to cover, and they did, but the Texans end up eking out the victory. Jags are 0-4, the only 0-4 team in the league. Michael, I'm going to call you out. You said Doug would be gone if they lost. He's still here, week 5.
Yeah, he made some weird comments after the game. Someone asked him if he felt like his seat was hot, and he was like, I don't know. That's a weird question.
I mean, what do you say to that?
Like, I don't even know. Jaguars are just not a good football team, I guess. Like, that's just what it comes down to. They haven't won a game with Trav starting since like week 10 of last year.
Yeah.
It's a tough look for a team that has they have guys on both sides. But
I mean, they were in there with the Browns. I don't know. I forget if they were in there with the Browns, but they were close with the Dolphins. They were close this week with the Texans. Like, they can hang in there. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, really. You just signed Trev, so it's got to be Doug. It's just I'm taking time bomb at this point. I don't know if they're gonna fire him early, but we'll see.
I don't think it's fire him this early. If anything, it would be like closer to week 8 or week 10. But
yeah,
I mean, you can't just sign a quarterback for that kind of deal and then just have Doug stay at the helm when Trev. Like, what are you gonna do with Trev? Like, he has to stay there for at least 4 more years. Like, there's no way they deal him. Like, I don't really know what their plan is moving forward. I kind of like their offense with ETN back there. Their wide receiving core is kind of iffy, but I still have faith in Lawrence moving forward. I just think that they're a team meant for not this year, but maybe in the next 2 years. I don't know. I just don't think they're just not in the right mindset right now. Obviously, going 0-4. I think they're. I mean, we'll get into the next segment with the week 5, but I don't know. I just can't imagine Trev going 0-5.
Well, the AFC is very stacked. I think that's not really helping them.
Agreed.
Trevor, like, even if he plays to his best ability, I don't even know if he's top, like, 7 in the AFC? I don't know. So we'll have to see what happens with Jacksonville. Keeping an eye on that. Texans, any thoughts? Seemed like this is a game they could Michael, you mentioned they usually don't win in blowouts. They make it close. They did that here. Big game this week. We'll talk about that shortly.
Yeah. Joe Mixon may be coming back.
Hopefully.
Week.
Akers, 53 yards. There you go. Stat of the day. Next game, Steelers head to the Colts. I think you guys both had the Steelers. I was clowned for having Indy. This was obvious to me. In no way the Steelers would be 4-0. Fields, he played well. You know, they went down big early.
I think the whole Steelers team played well.
Yeah, they played a good game, but they lost. Colts, well, you said the Colts suck, and they were hung in there with the Steelers, beat them.
Joe.
They hung in there with the Steelers. That's what we're talking about now. They hung in with the Steelers.
Dude, last week you said don't mention the Colts in the same sentence as the Steelers. You literally said that. I listened to it today.
I did. Well,
and now you're getting.
They had coconut oil on the field. I mean, coconut, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They have artificial. It's not real grass. They don't have anything that's. I'm not trusting this Colts team. This doesn't make me want to win. This doesn't make me want to pick the Colts any more than any other week. Like, I'm still anti-Colts, pro Steelers based off this game. I think the Steelers played pretty well. Justin Fields, I think, is definitely at the helm now, but
he is. Yeah, Russ is back healthy. Fields is starting still this week.
Yeah.
So. There's that. This was a very impressive half from Fields. Honestly, like maybe one of his most impressive halves. Like he was down big on the road, brought him back into it. I forget what the final score was, but they were right in there. So good for him. You know, happy for him. Ohio State. Let's go.
Shut the fuck up.
Finally, we got to the crown jewel masterpiece game. The Broncos head to New York. 7-point underdogs.
Where's that just someone at, Mike?
Yeah.
Where's that just someone at?
63-7, more like 10-9 Broncos. Revenge game for Sean Payton, complete. What happened here?
It's actually a Zach Wilson revenge game. But
his aura.
Even though he didn't touch the ball.
Yeah.
His aura.
His aura.
What happened? I don't even know. I have two different Jets podcasts that I listen to, and I haven't listened. No, he's a bum. Haven't listened to any of them all week because I knew everyone would be so negative, and I'm not negative on the Jets. They played a bad game in terrible weather against the okay defense, and they couldn't move the ball. They had like 8 or 10 pre-snap penalties on offense. It was horrible and gross, and they missed a 50-yard field goal to win the game. So, yeah.
What's the panic level? 1 to 10?
Like 1.
1. Wow.
So,
okay.
I have friends from.
When Tom went to Tampa and won the Super Bowl, he was 5-5 after 10 weeks.
Please don't even put Aaron Rodgers in the same sentence.
This is the only 12 that matters, bitch.
Yeah.
He's number 8 now. Nice try.
Well, all time. So I have a friend who's a Jets fan. People were trying to chirp him in the chat, asking about Robert Saleh. He says that he wants him gone immediately. Your take?
I'm not there. Maybe Hackett, but I feel like the offense is like 70% Aaron Rodgers changing plays at the line of scrimmage. So the offensive coordinator is just like figurehead, I guess. And he likes him. They have a good relationship. So I wouldn't, if I was GM or owner or whatever, I wouldn't make that move unless things got like bad. If they like got blown out by the Vikings and then I think they play the Bills the week after that, if that's a bad game.
Those are 2 tough games though.
You kind of needed this one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're 2 tough games, but they're a good team. They're probably going to be underdogs in both of them, but they should be
So what I'm hearing is the AFC East is wide open for the Pats.
I mean,
that's what I'm hearing.
One team's already out. Dolphins are dumpster fire, but
we'll get to them in a second.
Yeah. Good tease, Dub. Look at the host of the pod. Oh my god.
This is my only job, so
You're not an Amazon driver anymore?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, you work for Rob. I forgot.
Yeah. We don't need to get into that. So me and Cam both were on this immediately. Broncos 7. Broncos, I think, are an interesting team. I think they're approaching the dangerous levels of like betting against. Like you don't know what version of them is going to show up. It could be the team that takes you to the final or a team that gets destroyed. I don't even think they've gotten destroyed. So I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I was also saying when we were picking those games that teams that were like more than 6-point underdogs.
Yeah, and then you said the Jets would win 63-7.
Yeah, it was my heart talking.
That was biased.
Yeah, we'll excuse it.
But
all right, enough's been said about this treacherous franchise. No, I'm just kidding. Last 1 o'clock game, Eagles Bucks. I forget what you guys had on this one. I think Cam had the Eagles. Bucks money line was a hammer.
Easy.
Eagles can't win in Tampa. They just can't do it.
They just can't win.
Sluggish. I don't know. Not a great game from anyone on the Eagles. They did have a couple garbage time, made it close at the end, but no A.J. Brown and no Devonta, so it's not full panic levels yet, but the Eagles are, what, 2-2?
Yep. No, I think one.
No, they're 2-2.
Are they 1-3? 2-2.
They beat the Packers they beat the Packers and somebody else, and then they lost to the Falcons and the
That's why you're the host.
They beat the Saints. Remember that game?
Yep, I do. Yeah. I had the Eagles in this one. Obviously a loss, but I mean, I don't know. I thought they showed a little bit of fight coming back from that. I mean, with your top 2 weapons out. I mean, I know you have Saquon and you still have Goddard, but I mean, even that, your running back and tight end are still in the game. Like, I don't know. I think this team can make a lot of noise later on in the season. I can see them sneaking, especially after the season they had last year, like being underdogs. Like, I don't know. I can see this team making a little bit of noise, but when it comes to the regular season, I necessarily wouldn't bet on them moving forward. But we'll kind of get into the next segment.
Well, I don't think they're going to sneak in. Like, the NFC is still, like, relatively weak. Like, I guess the Vikings are now, but I don't know. I think they'll be a wild card team at the worst.
Yeah.
I'm a big Baker fan, and I'm not a big Eagles fan, so that was an easy pick for me. I mean, at
Baker
home,
looked good again.
2 points at home. Bucks coming off a bad loss, I'm pretty sure. Like a bad loss. Bad loss. Yeah, I hate the Eagles.
Why?
And just personal.
Why?
Personal vendetta.
Hassan Reddick? They didn't give you Hassan Reddick's physical or mental evaluation test? When's he coming back, by the way? Ever?
He's not.
I think I said after week 6 in our first pod.
All right, we still got time.
So,
moving ahead to the 4 o'clock window, we had Commanders, Cardinals. Commanders are just fucking good. I took that on this one. This is one of my favorite picks. I thought they were giving us a sign with the 3.5. Was wrong. Commanders blow them out at home. Cardinals, Cam, you're right. Maybe frauds, not good.
I mean, I just haven't seen anything from this Cards team, whether it be this year with Marvin Harrison at the number 1 wide receiver position or Kyler at the helm. Like, I've never been a fan of Kyler, even though he is a dual threat baseball and football guy. I mean, I want to give him hope, but dude, he hasn't done anything for me. Like, even his entire career, like, he's explosive, but I haven't seen him win a game for me in like fucking 5 years. So
didn't you take him to the playoffs?
Yeah, and they also beat the Rams week 2 in a big blowout.
I mean, he lost this past week, so
we're going week to week.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I wasn't betting
absolutely.
against the Cardinals. I was betting for the Commanders in this one.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is I think he's the only player ever to start off a season with a completion percentage over 80 in the first 4 games, which is very impressive as a rookie. As anyone, it's very impressive, and they got 3 points, and I thought they were going to win, so that's an easy one for me.
They got 3.5.
Right?
Bullshit.
3.5.
Yeah, this was. I'm fully ready to admit the Commanders might be good now. I still think there's time where they could just implode, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Commanders in first in the NFC East, right? 3-1.
Yep.
All right, good for them.
Are we time stamping 30 minutes into this, Cam pees, and we can hear him peeing?
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Over under on 3.5 pisses. Book it. Chat. What chat? What do we think?
Under. Next game.
You always got hammered the over. But
next game, Pats 49ers. So the reason I'm wearing a Brady jersey is because we need to embrace greatness. We need to bring something out. This is not good. I knew that right before that Jets game, I called it. This is going to be the downfall. I think any week now we're looking for Drake May. It's going to get bad. I don't want him to go out there. He's going to get killed. It's not going to look good. They have no weapons. This is not good. I don't know.
I just don't think this week is the downfall. I think you kind of accept that you're going to lose by double digits to the 49ers, even though I had the plus 10
we all picked the Patriots, but...
Yeah, but I mean, you can't just assume that this is the downfall of the Pats. You kind of knew that they were going to lose, and then obviously didn't play well and ended up losing by at least 2 scores.
Well, I said last week would be the downfall, and then it's just going to be down from here. But this week, who knows?
No, I kind of like them this week, but we'll get into the week 3 segment. But I don't know. I mean, this team still shows a little bit of promise. I just don't. That
where? What promise?
Hope, a lot of hope. I'm just kidding.
Persistence and hope will get us through this. They're hardworking guys.
When it comes to the Pats, I'm always going to bet with my heart, not my head, which is probably my downfall. But thankfully, I didn't touch this game on my actual money. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going to continue to bet them when it comes to the spread. If it's relatively something I think that's reasonable. I think Drake May comes back after the bye week. I think Jacoby's the answer moving into that. I mean, there's no point in putting Drake out there. He's going to get fucking killed. But yeah, I'll pass it over.
I have a crazy take.
Go ahead.
I think the
Can we
Patriots
clip it? Can we clip now? And then whenever you want to start your rant, go ahead.
I think the Patriots should not play Drake May this whole entire year.
I don't disagree with you.
I think if you're going to need to put somebody else in, put in Joe Milton. The O-line is one of the worst in the league. Alex Van Pelt's a joke. Fire him. You have no weapons, nobody to throw to. You're disagreeing with what Alex Van Pelt's a joke?
How can you even I don't know. I just don't think you haven't seen enough. It's the same thing with the Panthers. You have no idea what that offense looks like when you have fucking some guy that's scared shit, legit shitless. Bryce Young might be pooping his pants when he's throwing the ball.
Jacoby's not. He's fucking standing in there for 17 seconds and dying.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, if you want to fucking stand in there and die, go for it,
He's
bro.
a warrior that has poop stains on the back of his shorts. I mean, sure, go ahead. If you want to call him that, go ahead. But I just don't think that you can call Alex Van Pelt a fraud until you see
you see the Cleveland offenses that didn't do shit. His first time play calling, and they have scored maybe 30 points collectively.
Okay. I mean, if you want to just call him out after that, I mean, you're.
I am. Somebody has to answer for. We should at least be can we at least have a competent drive? What's up with fucking Ramondre fumbling every game now?
Why is that? All right,
if this was Bills Patriots, he would be cut.
Okay. I have you in my. I have an AirPod in now, so your volume's times 10, so it's a lot more irritating listening to you scream into the mic. But I mean, granted, Ramondre shouldn't be fumbling that much. I mean, I think Ramondre is this entire offense, and he has a lot of weight on his shoulders to try and make a play. But granted, that's no excuse. I mean, I just don't think you can call Alex Pelt a fraud after 4 games of the first time he's been the OC. But
so then who has to answer for this? Kraft?
yeah, call out Bobby Kraft.
I will be happy to do that.
You might go to the massage parlor after that, so it doesn't really matter what you say.
Dude, that's off limits, bro. We can't.
Oh, sorry. On the Dubcast, we can't talk about.
We can't.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually are friends with the Kraft, so you know. All right, next game. Browns Raiders. I incorrectly marked this one on my sheet. I had Browns. I'm done with the Browns. Throw them in the pile with the Titans. Can't trust them to do shit. Raiders win outright. But Devontae's on the move, so really wondering what this Raiders team is going to look like at post that. Browns are in the death pile.
Yep. The only note I put on my sheet next to this game was horrible.
I put shitty actually next to that, so pretty close.
Did we all wait? You took Browns?
Yeah, I had the Browns.
I think me and Cam had Raiders.
Yeah.
Basically picking between shit.
2 dog shit teams shit and dog shit. Yeah. I mean,
took the team at home. I think I said that Antonio Pierce would have the guys humming for this one.
I don't know.
We did. Sort of.
Run it back, editor.
Yeah, editor. Edit this one. Yeah, I don't know. I think what's happening with the Raiders could actually help them. We'll see, but I don't know. Not really much to take away from this game. Deshaun Watson should be out of the NFL, but that's like a 2-year-old take at this point. What's the look?
I don't know. I'm a big Deshaun Watson guy. He's got.
Yeah, of course, to be the fucking opposer. He sucks, bro. It's not even like take away the criminal and civil lawsuits, and he's not good at football. Like I would take Daniel Jones over Deshaun Watson. Is that a crazy take? You're thinking about 5 years ago. You're not thinking about the last 3 years.
Take. I thought this was like very inclusive Dubcast, but.
All right, well, think of a black quarterback then. I'll take them over them too. I'll take Tua over him. I'll take you're taking Watson over Tua?
Yeah.
One
guy doesn't get hurt
I don't know.
like twice times a season, but
Watson's I can't even think of who's he better than in the league that is a starter.
Tua. Boom.
Jacoby Brissett.
Tua's not starting. I don't know if he's better than he's probably better than Jacoby.
Oh, all right, sorry. Huntley.
Snoop Huntley.
Boom.
Snoop.
Boom.
I don't know. I think Deshaun Watson's really bottoming out, and he should be out of the league, but he has fully guaranteed contract, so good job, Cleveland. You're stuck with him. Not really much else to take away from this game. Next one, Chiefs-Chargers. We had a Dubcast fluff line +8, but they covered 7 anyway. Chargers...
This Dubcast fluff line is so clutch. I mean, not gonna lie to you.
I think it would have been a push. I think it was like 7.57. I was fine.
It was 7. It was 7. But I mean, yeah. I don't know. This Charger team's like they can keep it a close game with their defense, but their offense especially without Herbert, I don't know. Like it's kind of tough to put on points. We'll get into it in the week 3, but J.K. Dobbins, like, carrying your offense is kind of sketch, especially, like, if he goes down, what happens after that? I mean, most injury-prone player in the league right now, probably, that's still active. I don't know. Not a massive fan of this Chargers team moving forward.
I am when they play the right teams. You're playing a buzzsaw. You're playing the best team in the NFL. So I don't – Rashee Rice torn ACL, though, but they're probably going to trade for Amari Cooper, so I don't know.
Is it
hypothetical?
They don't know about that yet, but
yeah,
when they fear it's a torn ACL, it's usually a torn ACL.
Yeah, but usually they tell you the day after that's a torn ACL, and he's going to like 18 different doctors. So
yeah, he's trying to find the one that's going to tell him it's not a torn ACL. Anything else from these two, Chiefs Chargers?
No,
nothing on my side.
All right, Sunday night, Bills-Ravens. I had Ravens. Believe you guys both had Bills. I know at least Cam had Bills. This was pretty easy for me. Tractor Cito, It was. Did you see any hesitation when I picked it? I feel like I'm actually like seeing things now. Like I'm actually like this week's gonna be tough, but I'm actually like I can like predict it and like see the game. I'm 22-10. Like that's got to stand for something, right? Over the last 2 weeks. No,
I'll
okay.
give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Ravens win easily. Josh Allen and the Bills can't move the ball really. Just weren't ever really in it. Okay,
Mikey?
next.
Me?
No, I mean, I just didn't think that the Bills were kind of going to fold like that. I thought they'd make it a closer game. Thankfully, I had Derrick Henry on my fantasy team that ended up carrying me to a victory this week. But
we're making this a fantasy podcast.
Yeah, no fantasy, dude.
I bring up fantasy one time, even though Dub brings it up like 4 times.
I didn't bring it up because I listened back to the tape, and then now this is on you. You brought it up.
Heard how much. All right, you're right. I should have brought it up. That's on me. No, I think I was kind of surprised that the Bills didn't even compete. Honestly, I feel like the Ravens kind of handily like maintained this game, gave themselves the win. I also feel like the Ravens have figured out a little bit more on what Derrick Henry is to them. I didn't feel like in the first 3 weeks that Derrick Henry had like as much of a, not purpose is like a bad term, but they didn't seem like they had a plan for Derrick Henry as opposed to this past week. I feel like they kind of made a point like, hey, we're going to give you the ball and from there feed you the rock. But I don't know.
I really like him and Justice Hill out of the backfield. He Hill like a couple times. He was really
I like
good.
them following Ricard too. I feel like they have to kind of embrace that old school mentality football where you have not just Henry back there, but you also have Ricard. Even just do a pistol set with both of them back there. Not even Hill, just like Ricard and Henry and then Lamar. And then from there you can kind of do whatever you want. But
it's a running league this year. Running stats are up, passing's down. So
yeah. Agreed.
Something to watch.
Yeah.
It's good for us AFC East
people.
Bills keeping
people
alive.
So everybody
yeah, man. The dream is alive.
The dream's alive.
Yeah, so
I was talking about how the Bills defense was pretty good, but they got ran all over. They're down. Von Miller got suspended for punching his pregnant girlfriend.
4 games, right?
4 games.
Milano's out, or
Milano's out. I think one of their other linebackers is out. 2 new safeties in there. I mean, they got it ran down their throats the entire game. But
they did, yeah.
I don't know. That's AFC football, running the ball.
I feel like the Bills, for what they were expected to be this year, like a step down. Lose a lot of pieces. They 3-0 was kind of too hot of a start, so I don't know. I thought that's where my head was at for that one.
Should have seen that coming.
Monday night, the doubleheader. I'll be honest, did not watch this game at all. Titans at Dolphins. Dolphins ended as a -1 favorite. Titans went outright, destroy them. Apparently, the Dolphins look like shit. So, did you guys watch this game?
Absolutely.
What were your takeaways?
I watched it until the other game started.
Oh, Mikey was in the scrapyard actually watching his Focus 5 bet, right?
I was. I had Titans Dolphins under 36.5. It was looking great until they did the stupid onside kick, got a penalty on it. So then the Titans just had the ball at the 10-yard line after the onside kick and scored a touchdown, I think, or something like that. I don't know. It was so stupid. But yeah, the Dolphins, Tyler Huntley did not look comfortable at all, which is, I don't blame him because their offense is like very complicated, lots of motions. They had a lot of pre-snap penalties. They didn't get set after their motions like 5 or 6 times. And then the Titans, Mason Rudolph slinging the rock.
You called it.
He was just handing the ball off. Allegedly, Will Levis is nearby.
Yeah, he's starting.
I don't know. He was like cracked out on the sideline after he hurt his shoulder, but
too many Mayo shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of my Focus 5 as well with Hill and Waddle to score.
I was geeking listening to that this morning.
Well, see, that was mainly like a value pick. Like,
No,
I mean, I didn't really know what to do in this game because both of them were fucking terrible. So I thought my value pick would be, hey, if I want the Dolphins to win, I think Waddle and Hill have to score, which neither of them did, and hence the Dolphins win the game. So, I mean, I just can't see the Titans team winning more than like 5 games this year. I think they're going to be it'd be looking for a quarterback. I can also see them making the dumbass pick of picking Shador early on in the draft, but that's a conversation for another day on the Dubcast. But
if they keep playing teams with injured quarterbacks, then like things like especially last year, like when half the quarterbacks got hurt, and you have Levis who's been in there.
I kind of like this Titans team a little bit. They have a decent defense. They have a running game. They have decent weapons. They have 3 pretty good receivers out there. Tyler Boyd's their 3rd receiver, Calvin Ridley and D-Hop. I mean, if they
I'm
get
getting a migraine just listening to
if they had like a pocket quarterback who could
someone that had a fucking brain at the quarterback helm, yeah, I would agree with you, but they don't.
Yeah.
They're on my band list. I'm done with them.
No, I'm riding.
All right,
I am definitely not riding.
You have fun with that.
I will.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, last game, Monday night doubleheader. This was electric. A lot of points scored. Seahawks, Lions. Lions end up covering, winning by 2 scores. I had Seahawks, thought they could keep it close, keep it to a field goal game. I was wrong. Lions look really good. Jameson, long touchdown. Montgomery and Gibbs both scored. Cam, you were right on that one. Who else? Amon-Ra looked good. Laporta had some catches.
Amon-Ra caught one and threw one, too.
There you go. Yeah, that throw was kind of weak, and they were trying to hype him up. But
no, it was a dime. Breadbasket.
Maybe I saw a bad replay because I was playing NCAA while watching. But yeah, Seahawks just couldn't get that drive ultimately done. They did show, though, that they can hang in there with the best teams. I think Seahawks right now projecting as a playoff team, like borderline. So those are my takeaways. What would you guys see?
I don't know. I think whenever the Lions establish the run game early, that's when they actually succeed, like in their game plan, as opposed to just trying to throw the ball. I mean, you even saw I think it was either their first or second drive, Jared Goff backed up and then just fucking threw it away. If not, I think it was 3rd and 9. He was just scrambling around, not even scrambling around, he was just holding the ball to protect the ball, and then he ended up just like taking a sack for a punt. Whenever you establish the run game early, especially when you have 2 running backs like Gibbs and Montgomery, I mean, I might bet this was one of my favorite bets last year too. It's just both of them parlayed with the Lions to win. Whenever they establish the run game early, and both of them, it's almost they make it a point to not just have one of them score, but someone else to score. If both of them score, the Lions are going to win. So what's the point in just taking one of them to score and the Lions to win? I don't know. I'm just a massive fan of both of those running backs, and especially when they found the run game, I think they have a great shot to win the game overall. But
Michael,
yeah, that was a gimme bet from Cam.
Yeah,
the Seahawks starting 4 defensive linemen were all out in the game. I think I said that in last week's pod, but Jared Goff is like top 3 play action passers in the NFL. And when you pair that with 2 electric running backs, that's if you establish the run, that's easy for him. But yeah.
Lions looking really good. Looking like the pride of the NFC right now. All right. Finally, our recap has concluded of week 4. Gonna hide this banner so it doesn't shit the bed again. Let me get off this.
New banner.
Should I do banner? Well, then I have to do a banner for every game, so I'm not gonna do that. Starting it out, week 5, first game, Thursday Night Football. We are back in ATL for another primetime game in Atlanta. Second game, I think they were also in primetime week 2 against the Eagles. Falcons, I'm looking at -1.5 as my spread, and I will once again take the Falcons. I think,
Really?
Bucks are hot. This is like an NFC South, I'm going to go once again, to me, I view the Bucks, Falcons, and Saints all on the same level right now. Saints maybe a little bit below, but when it comes down to it, and these spreads are basically indicating a pick 'em, like give me the home team. Atlanta's a good home crowd. Bucks just came off a really good win, but we saw the week before that they were kind of prone to it. So I think this one's gonna be really close. Low scoring TNF. I'm guessing like I think Falcons win like 20-17, something like that. Cam, we'll go to you since you seem to have the opposite.
No, I'm definitely going opposite on the spread. I'll take the Bucks plus 1.5, but I definitely do love. I actually, kind of weird enough, I like the over on this Thursday night matchup, even though Thursday night games have been fucking abysmal.
What's the
love
number?
I think it was 34.5.
34.5?
Yeah.
That seems very low.
Check me?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it.
43.5. 43.5.
Yeah.
I'd still probably like the over, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think this is the same Thursday night matchup that you're used to. I don't like either defenses, honestly. I get the NFC South matchup where it's a divisional game and going to be low scoring. But if anything, I like the Bucks plus 1.5 coming off a big win. I don't know. Kirk Cousins, I don't feel comfortable with him with these weapons that he's not used to. But I know he's had somewhat of success when it comes to throwing to Drake London. But I'm going to take the Bucks with Baker and then Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Agreed. I'm with you. I got Bucks too. Falcons team didn't inspire me last week, so I'm staying away from him this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Not sure about that logic, but we move to London. Jets, Vikings.
What was your pick, Debbie?
I picked the Falcons.
Falcons? Okay.
I said I ripped it off top. Jets, Vikings minus 2.5 in London. Little London action, first London game. I hate the London games because it just means we have to watch football for 14 hours. But
I love that. You get to start drinking at like fucking 10 in the morning. What are we talking about?
9:30.
I never drink. Yeah, it's 9:30. I never drink watching football, really.
Oh, sorry. Even better.
We'll go to our chief Jets correspondent. Your pick for this game. Jets plus 2.5 here. You like them?
I do. I think they'll win the game.
Franchise revenge game?
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the Jets will win this game, but I bet against them. I bet for them last week, and I bet against them the week before, so I'm taking the Vikings and the 2.5 points.
Okay.
It's good voodoo.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Give me the Vikings minus 2.5. I don't even think it's a game. I think
the Vikings think it's a game.
I think the Jets might come back with a little garbage time field goal to make it a 3.4 point game, but give me the Vikings right here minus 2.5.
I like the Jets. I'm taking the Jets plus 2.5. Things get wonky in London. Weird things happen. I think the Vikings are too. I don't think they're good enough to be 5-0. I'm just going off that. Going to keep harping on that narrative. I don't see it. I feel like now they're going to get above their head. But the Jets are in kind of desperation territory. If you're 2-3, that's not great with Rodgers. This win would do a lot for him, I feel like, because next week you go to the Bills. That's not as much pressure that game. If you lose this game, you're potentially looking at 2-4 after week 6. Like, this is when you got to win in London. Things, I don't know, probably take the under in this because I don't know. I don't know what this number is, but
I hear a lot of I don't know.
40.5.
Yeah. But keep going.
It's what?
40.5.
That's a low. I don't know. I like the Jets. I think, last week you had just a shitter. There's a lot of people going to be people questioning in New York, and there's legacies on the line, even though it's like exaggerated. I don't know. Give me the Jets plus 2.5. This could potentially go down to 3, I feel like. So this might be a game day bet. I like the Jets to win this game outright.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Last time I picked you guys, you smoked the pot. So there you go.
I'm saying. That's
moving on to 1 o'clock. One of the weirder games to me. We have the Panthers, Carolina, on the road in Chicago, +4 on the road. Your pick, Cam.
Oh. Give me the Bears minus 4.5. There's no reason why the Panthers win this game. I mean, even last week, boost on the ground, Andy Dalton did not look that great. Sure, you kept it within 10 if that's what you really want. I don't know. I just think that whatever team that the Panthers play, they're overmatched on both sides of the ball. I think I mentioned earlier that their two best players on defense got traded, and then their second two best players also got hurt in the previous game. So give me the Bears minus, was it 3 or 4?
I have 4.
I'm going to give them 4.5. Yeah, sure. I'll take the Bears minus 4.5.
I will oppose you and take the Panthers. This just reeks to me like there's something off here. Bears have looked like kind of shaky, and I don't. Every time
Panthers haven't.
The Panthers are shit. But with Andy Dalton, like I think they could lose this game by a field goal. Like weird things could happen. Whenever I picture the Bears, I don't picture them winning by a touchdown. Like there always has to be some sort of complication. If you're giving me 4, that feels like a lot in this. I don't know why. Like I don't know. I just don't trust the Bears to win by a decent margin. I think the Panthers could keep this close. You have Andy Dalton on the road against like this Bears defense is like mid. It's not great. Caleb is still struggling a lot. Swift, I think he had a couple nice. Yeah, he had a couple of nice runs, but I don't know. I think this is like the end of the Andy Dalton rise, 3-week rise, and then after this it's back. But Panthers +4, I'll take them.
I got Panthers too. Same sort of thing. I don't see the Bears winning. I mean, I do see the Bears winning, but I don't see them winning by a touchdown. You'd say 4.5 or 4?
4.5.
Half?
No, half, just 4. I have 4 straight up.
Yeah, I also had 4.
You just all right.
I said 4. You were the one saying 4.5.
Fucking give me 7.5 then. All right.
That's an ugly ass bet.
Yeah, I don't know. The Panthers, they've been able to move the ball last 2 weeks against fine defenses. I don't know if I'd say the Bengals
are fine defense.
Bengals are a fine defense.
Okay.
But yeah, I see this game being pretty high scoring, honestly, because both offenses.
Really, I see this game being very low scoring.
I don't know if they keep their running game. The Bears, if they keep their running game up like they did last week, Caleb did throw a touchdown. I'm pretty sure last week, no picks.
Have the Bears scored above 20 points?
They could get up to 28. I think it's like 28-24. Man, that's
seems a little high.
See, the more you talk it out, you're always rooting against the Bears.
28-24.
I'm seeing like 17, like 14 or something like 17-15, something like that. Something weird.
I don't know. There'll be some defensive touchdowns.
Okay. Moving on to this one's a big one. Ravens at Bengals. Bengals at home +2.5. Mikey, will revert back to you. What's your play here?
What'd you say? Ravens Bengals?
Yeah, you got that wrong.
It's Ravens Bengals.
Yeah, you said Ravens +2.5. No way, the Ravens.
No, Bengals +2.5. Bengals +2.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens. Ravens ran the ball down Bills' throats. I think they'll do the same against the Bengals. Even though it's at home, I think the Bengals are not a great football team, even though they won last week. Yeah, it's going to be another Derrick Henry game, I want to say.
Cam?
I am going with Mikey on this as well with the Ravens -2.5. I wouldn't say they're a bad team. I would just say that they're inconsistent. I just don't know what you're going to get week to week, especially in the NFC North. Kind of makes me a little bit scared on this pick. But I'm going to go with the Ravens -2.5.
I'll join the party as well. I'm taking the Ravens. 2.5 on the road kind of scares me, but they had a similar line against the Cowboys, who I think are a better team defensively at least. I think this Bengals defense is kind of fraudulent. I'm not even worried about the Bengals if they lose this game. This is a tough game for them.
Yeah.
Like it's
Did
like the Bengals.
Do any research on like the Ravens versus the Baltimore Ravens or no?
The Ravens versus the Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah. No, the Bengals versus the Ravens. Did we do any recon on that?
No, why?
Well, I was just going to say, a divisional game, it seems like it's be low scoring, kind of close. I don't know. It's kind of reeks of a game where the Bengals might squeak it out just because it is a divisional game. But at the same time, I don't know. The Ravens team just seemed way more locked in than the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing it like the Bengals are 1-3 too, so maybe they're going to want it more than the Ravens were 2-2.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. But like straight, like I don't have enough confidence to pick the Bengals. I'm going to go with the team that I think's better, and I agree. So I think running game, Ravens. Obviously, the Bengals have better weapons on offense, but T just came back for the first time last week. Jamar's looked really good, but we'll see. I mean, the Ravens just shut down the Bills. Like you're telling me the Bengals are better than the Bills. I don't know. This could be like a flip the script Vegas thing, and like it's like we're all wrong, but whatever. But it's like we're never gonna bet the Bengals. It's the Ravens. Got to be the pick, So, is that the first one we're all on the same page for?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we have one loss. It was the Patriots. I think we're like 4-1 or something. Next one, another big one. Bills Texans. Texans last I caught it +1 at home. Basically a pick 'em. I'll start it off. Feel like this is going to be
+1. Texans +1.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
I can recheck. You're seeing the same, Cam?
I'm getting -1.5 for the Bills, but yeah, I mean, basically the same.
It's basically a pick 'em.
+1.5, yeah.
Let me just double check quickly. Yeah, I'm seeing Texans +1. Well, that's what I just said at the start. So it's basically a pick 'em. Pick your team. I'll take the Texans. You know what? I think it's going to be an unpopular pick, but
really?
Yeah, I think the Bills are due. I mean, everyone before the year said that they were going to come in.
All right.
They got clobbered, but they're on the road against a good team. Like this one just screams out to me. I do see the Bills angle. These two are tough to pick, the Ravens game and this game. But I don't know. Like, give me the home team. Stroud's. They've won. Like what are they 3-1? They've won games too. They're both 3-1. This could be probably the game of the week. Probably high scoring. Both these defenses aren't great. A lot of weapons. Diggs revenge game.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
didn't think about that one.
I don't know why you see a revenge game is a little bit different than a quarterback revenge game. I'm gonna go with the Bills. What is it? -1? Bills -1.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Bills -1.5. I'm gonna bring in this on my Focus 5, but there's no way. I don't think the Bills lose 2 in a row, especially off that Ravens game. I think Josh Allen comes out hungry. I just can't imagine this Texas team can compete, especially on the defensive side of the ball when it comes to the Bills. But I'll pass it over to Mike.
I'm in between this one. I think I'm switching my pick. Dub convinced me.
Love that. Midstream switch.
Just to keep the AFC East hopes alive, I'm going Texans.
Hey, well, if my picks are true, you'll be tied for the lead after this week.
There we go. I don't know. The Bills are a good team, but they definitely have a lot of holes, and I think the Texans' weapons will be able to take advantage of their corners. And Dalton Schultz, I think, is the Texans' tight end. I think he'll be able to take advantage over the middle.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think this will also be a high-scoring game, though, because have these teams played recently? I don't know.
No.
But both good offenses. Yeah.
I think
we did a lot of research prior to the pod, if you guys didn't know.
I think Mixon could be a big factor in this one because if he's able to run, like he could get in there and get like 120+ yards, as we just saw Tractor Cito do. But I don't know. I think this is. I mean, Vegas is telling us let's pick them. We're all pretty close on it. Just who you got. I mean, I like the Bills a lot, but on the road, I don't know. I mean, Houston's not a crazy home field, but I like the Texans in this one. Starting 4-1. Next game, stay in the AFC South. Colts Jags. Jags at home -3. We'll start with Mikey on this one.
I don't know how you make the 0-4 Jags 3-point favorites. Seems just like scary to me, which makes me want to pick them, but I'm gonna go with the Colts. I think we'll get a Joe Flacco game, even though that's not confirmed nor denied by anyone. I just think it might happen. And I mean, how can you bet for the Jags at this point in their season?
I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. If I had a hammer in my apartment, I would probably break every monitor I had here. I'm gonna go with the Colts +3. I just don't understand how you can favor the team that's been 0-4. I know it's a must-win for them, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know how you can actually bet on a team that hasn't won a game yet at -3, but I don't know. We'll see what Trevor Lawrence can do.
I think Dub will be betting on this.
He's going the other way.
I'll take the Jags, bro.
See, I think the Jags might win, but I think they don't win by more than 3. Like, if anything, it might be a field goal game, and then that way the Colts push. But
listen, the Colts defense is dog shit. That doesn't matter if Anthony Richardson or Joe Flacco is starting.
Fair.
Jags offense, although they've been blown out against the Bills, especially looked really bad, but they've hung in there against good teams. I mean, last week they've hung in there against the Texans, who I just picked to beat the Bills. So it's like, I don't know. I think this is at home. Like, this is really like the Jags are going to be 0-5, and nobody else in the league is going to have everyone else in the league is going to have a win. Like, that just seems ridiculous to me. I think the Colts 2-2 now. Yeah, so I think they're going to lose this game. As for the 3 points, like, there's not a lot of ways in a football game that like it gets to under 3. So 3 is a comfortable number. It seems kind of egregious at the start because you're like, whoa, like whatever.
And you win by 3, but
what?
What if Indy wins by 3?
If Indy wins by 3, then they win the bet. They're +3. I'm saying the Jags. Like in overall grand scheme of football, like if you played like 100 games of football, how many of them would end in a 1 or 2 score, like scoring, or someone wins by 1 or 2 points? Probably like maybe 5.
I feel like that's the cap, but
I don't know.
I think you're praying for a push, but
I'm not praying for a push. I think the Jags will win this game by a touchdown at least.
You're getting really aggressive. I can hear you in my fucking eardrum right now.
I'm sorry. Your choice to wear AirPods. I don't know. If it's Richardson, I'm really confident in this bet. If it's Flacco, it's less confidence. But I also think
I'm actually more confident in the Colts if Flacco starts. But
that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Richardson's super inconsistent, so if it's him, he could just put out a shitter and the Jags just smoke. This could be a Jags blowout. I don't know. But I really like the Jags, and this could be me falling for the honey trap again, like the Titans, and it's just a random Vegas line, and I'm stupid again. But I don't know. I'm seeing the vision with this Colts team. I don't like them this week. In Jacksonville, the fans are going to be rowdy, hopefully. I don't know. JT is a good player, Pittman, but I don't know. Give me the Jags.
All right.
Moving on to the Patriots. Dolphins in New England. Pats, I saw it -1. What are your guys' lines in this?
1.5.
For who?
Pats. Give me the Pats. Automatic. Give me the Pats. Give me a Ronto touchdown. Easy money.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Dolphins, this is a bad game for them. I feel like if it was Bill,
Dolphins have to prove it. I'm not betting on the Dolphins until they prove it to me, especially after last week. Like,
if Bill Belichick was still our coach, like, this would be the easiest bet of all millenniums. But now it's like I could just see Huntley coming in and like smoking us somehow. We're just running all the time and like gashing us. But I mean we're gonna have Gonzalez on Waddle or Hill.
Yeah. Double team the other guy.
Waddle hasn't played like well with the new quarterbacks. Besides that, I mean, A-Chain's reverted to the mean because everyone's just focusing on the run. Pats have a somewhat good run defense, right? They didn't get gashed by anybody, so I like the Pats at home. Fans are, after that Bengals win, we're clamoring for another win. We need something to hold us over the next couple of weeks,
Exactly. Yep. Couldn't agree more.
I'm with both of you. I'm not going to bet on this Dolphins game until Tua comes back, and even if he does, I feel like it's like a week or two at least before like you feel confident in them again. They just they looked horrible on offense. It looked like none of them had any idea what was going on.
Yep.
Maybe Tyler Huntley gets like a package for him
There's two.
put in where he's doing a bunch of zone reads and stuff. That could hurt the Patriots maybe, but yeah, I don't see that happening. I think the Dolphins are a bad football team.
Yeah, the only thing that gives me a concern is the Pats offense. Like, if we're going to win this game, we need to score points. I guess you could just, like, hand it to Ramondre and hope for the best. I didn't watch a lot of the Titans game, but it seemed like Tony Pollard was doing well. I didn't look at Ty J. Spears' numbers at all. But
I was watching the game. I don't know what the stats are, but I felt like they were definitely running the ball in the second half, because the Dolphins had to respect Mason Rudolph more than Will Levis there on the football. Yeah. That's two for Cam.
Yeah, we're at 2.
Hey, 2.
We're almost
Is the line 3.5 or 4.5? Did we confirm
3.5?
You said
3.5. All right. So I got one more. Oh, it's that.
Next game, not sure if this is at 3 or 1 o'clock. The Browns versus the Commanders. Commanders at
o'clock?
If it's at 4 or 1 o'clock, sorry. I'm looking at the spread because it's Commanders -3 at home versus the Browns. Michael,
Give me the Skins.
All right, yeah, we're going.
Go ahead.
We're all of the Skins.
Yep.
All of them.
Boy.
Browns have not looked good in any of the games they've played. Commanders are still clicking on all cylinders.
Sorry, the who?
The Washington football team.
No, I'll allow that.
The Red Wolves.
Even better, actually. Why are they not named the Red Wolves? Damn.
Because someone trademarked the name.
Oh,
sad.
What, the lacrosse team?
I feel like this is a blowout. Honestly, I feel like this is an easy bet. Only 3 points for a team that's scored 40, I think, 2 weeks in a row.
I think Vegas doesn't like the Commanders.
I don't know.
I think Vegas doesn't like the team from Washington.
Give me the Skins, automatically book it. Fucking signed, sealed, delivered. Skins -3.
I'm there as well. Commanders. I don't know. This one gives me a lot of pause. I'm concerned about this one. I think the Browns, it could be like a low scoring game. Browns defense all of a sudden decides to show up. I don't know. This seems like the Browns are going to have a week every 2 or 3 weeks where they just show up and play a lot. Pressure's on in Cleveland, even now more than ever. But Commanders have been hot, so you got to ride the hot hand. I mean, this is I'm not going to bet it because I have this worry about the Browns, but give me the Commanders -3, and we're up for number 3 already.
No, it's raining out here. It's raining in Charlotte, so I got to close the door on the balcony. But I think we're all right now.
Charlotte, weather update. Are you okay from the hurricane?
No, not really. We're still working on it, but yeah, we're good for now.
You're here with us, so
yes, sir.
Thankful.
Couldn't be happier.
Next game, Raiders, Broncos. Broncos at home, -3. I'll start us off. With all the chaos in this organization, I'm taking the Raiders +3. Broncos, it's too good to be true in Bo Nix and Sean Payton land. These division, especially the AFC West, I feel like between all the 3 teams, the Chargers, the Broncos, the Raiders, these are all very close games. So if you're giving me 3 points with the Raiders, I'll take it. They might win outright. Broncos have looked good, yes. Everyone's clamoring and saying that they're good now, so that means they're going to lose this week. Cam, do you agree?
I mean, I'm actually going Raiders -3. I'm surprised that this line flipped like that, honestly. Can't even imagine No, in my head, I think the Raiders should be -3. That's what I'm saying. I think the Raiders should be -3, and then I would still take the Raiders. Granted, this Bo Nix team sure won against the Jets and Aaron Rodgers last week in a very tough kind of inclement weather game, but give me the Raiders. I mean, I think they're more of a 500 team in general, but at the same time, I can't see this Bo Nix team being anything more than 5 and whatever. What is that? 12? 5 and 12, 5 and 11. 5 and 11. We're going by old school Madden rules with us 3 in there, but I just
looked at the bets, and 89% of the public's on Raiders +3. So
sounds good. Yeah. I'm locking in Broncos.
Give me the public.
Give me the Broncos.
Good idea. It's always a good idea to fade the public.
Yeah, but not this.
Vegas knows.
Your logic, Michael?
Vegas knows.
Are you watching?
I'm just.
I don't know.
You can't just say a pick. You got to give a couple of reasons. It's a podcast.
I would say that the Raiders and the Broncos also. I don't think either of them have scored more than like 23 points in a football game, and 3 is a lot. But I see the Raiders coming back to earth, so to speak. I gave them like the benefit of the doubt last week because of Antonio Pierce getting the boys ready to go. This week, I feel like they're not going to be ready to go because of all this Devontae Adams stuff. Not that sort of thing affects a NFL football team in the locker room, but I feel like it could.
They have an upstanding citizen ready to go. Jacoby Myers, great guy.
Yep, same type of football player with the
Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker last week looked really good.
He did 12.5 points in fantasy. Oh wait, we don't talk about that.
Yo.
2 strikes.
Sorry. I got my third
one. I cut you off. Any final thoughts, Mikey, or you were good?
No, the Broncos are just stupid, and I hate them. So
but you picked them.
Didn't you just pick the Broncos?
No, this is like I love watching Mikey's development, where like it's actually like the things he's saying.
It's realistic.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's actually like good logic, and I probably should do that. What is that?
That's my stock. It's going up.
It is going up. All right.
No, you're still in a little.
Next game, Cardinals at 49ers -7.5. Michael, take us away.
Cardinals have lost 2 blowouts in a row, and I think they're getting a third. 49ers -7.5. I don't know about their injury stuff, but I feel like they're getting healthier. Could be.
Debo came back last week. I had no idea he was going to be back.
Yeah, so he was probably like 50% and he came back. So now he's like 65%.
54%.
I don't know. I sung praise of the Cardinals last week because I thought they'd bounce back after getting blown out week 3. But they did not look good. And yeah, I think the 49ers are a good overall football team. They're going to run around on defense and coaching.
Fred Warner's out, I think, though.
What's that?
I think Fred Warner's out this week.
Is he?
Yeah.
Cam, give your pick. I'll verify that.
Yeah, verify that.
I mean, I'm going to go 49ers whether Fred Warner is in or out. I mean, I tried to hype on this like from the get-go. This Cardinals team is so fraudulent. I mean, the fact that you guys want to bet on Kyler Murray after him not proving himself for the past 4, maybe even 5 years, right? Is he still on his free contract? So he's on his player option. But I would never pick the Cardinals in the game. Give me the 49ers -7.5, even though I'd like to buy it down to 6.5. But give me the 49ers -7.5 according to the Dubcast.
I'm seeing absolutely nothing about Fred Warner being hurt.
Fred Warner got hit in the knee last week.
Oh, he's going to play this week. Anyways, I'm picking the Cardinals +7.5. These teams always play close games. The Cardinals, they're had that kind of hot start where we're like, whoa, the Cardinals actually good. NFC West games, they usually end close between all these teams. So it's in 49ers land, which I don't like, but you're giving me the hook 7.5. That's simple math. Give me the Cardinals to lose by a touchdown, and we cover with the half. Brock Purdy looked great, but against the shitty Pats team, I don't know.
Whoa. Shitty.
I'm calling it like it is.
I don't like that adjective. Whoa.
I want them to be better.
Not so great. Not so great is the adjective I'm looking for.
Not as hoped, Patriots team. I don't know. I like the Cardinals +7.5. Is this the biggest spread of the week?
Yeah.
7. Yeah. So.
Yo, what happened in the past couple of weeks with the biggest spread of the week?
Last week the Pats lost.
I don't think were we the biggest spread of the week?
+10. Yeah, we were.
Okay. That was normal.
But you're arguing for my pick that you just went against. Look at this guy. I love when you look to the side and laugh, and you have to come back.
Welcome to the Dubcast, everybody.
The final trade has been announced for the Karl Anthony Towns trade. Does anyone want to hear it?
Yeah,
I'd love to
Naji or
hear
whatever.
it. Yeah.
No, yeah, fuck this.
Breaking news coming out of Michael Howard.
You're 2 hours late, buddy. Zeke Naji and Daquan Jeffries. I already saw this.
And Charlie Brown and Dwayne Washington and
Charlie Brown
and Keita Bates-Diop to the
Holy shit.
Keita Bates-Diop got traded for the 90th time in a row.
Dude, we're so fucked. All right,
we'll save that for another podcast. Yeah, moving on.
Give me the Knicks minus 255.
Packers, Rams plus 3.5 at home in LA. Is your guys' line on this good? We got to check in. Packers plus minus 3.5.
Yep.
Mike, you want to go first?
I'm taking the Pack. Dub, taking the Pack.
Yeah, give me the Pack. Always the Pack. I think I mentioned when I was super boozed up on this podcast that the Packers would beat any AFC team. But no, in this matchup, I definitely like the Packers, especially plus 3.5. I mean, even if they lose by a field goal, I'll definitely take that. Give me the Pack plus 3.5.
It's the Rams.
The Rams just lost to the Bears, who are not a good football team. I think the Packers are a better all-around football team, obviously. And I mean, Sean McVay is the coach of the year. I feel like he won coach of the year one time, but he has not coached like it the past
I think he won coach of the year when he lost the Super Bowl to the Pats.
That sounds right.
But
that was his first year, wasn't it?
Maybe second.
I don't know. LaFleur's going to have the guys going. The Rams are just too injured. Packers are getting healthy. Jordan Love should play better this week. Second week back from his injury. So I'm taking the Pack. And the Rams home field advantage is not
give me the Rams.
Home field advantage for the Rams is not a real thing.
I'm on the Packers 3.5.
Yes, sir.
Don't love the number, but if it was 3, I'd love it. But they're just a better team. 2-2, like they have bigger aspirations. The Rams season at this point is dead until they get all their pieces back on offense and defense, which is they're going to be a force to reckon with. I would love to bet on the Rams in a couple of weeks, but I'm not there yet. Someone mentioned losing to the Bears. That's not a good loss. Blown out by the Cardinals at home. I don't know if that game is at home. Actually, it might have been in Arizona, but I haven't loved what I've seen from this Rams team. So I'm taking the Packers 3.5. A little bit of a wonky number, but we win by a touchdown. We win by 4. We're good. So give me the Packers 3.5. Last game of the 4:00 slate. Giants, Seahawks. Seahawks at home -6. It's ugly. It's gross, but I'm taking the Seahawks -6. Giants, I just, they have been better a little bit, yeah, but the Seahawks, I think, are a tier above. At home, too, we have to remember last week the Cowboys were in New York when they played that game. A lot of ref show, a lot of, things going on. Malik Neighbors is good, yes, but I don't think it's enough to beat the Seahawks. This could be a big Kenneth Walker game. My big 3 trio with Tyler Lockett that you hated on looked pretty good last night. So give me the Seahawks -6. It's kind of a 6 is a big number, but I think we can get there. Last time they played, remember Monday Night Football, I think that was in New York. The Seahawks humiliated the Giants. That infamous meme of Daniel Jones, which I might pull up, but it doesn't translate well when I show it to the camera, so I won't. I like the Seahawks.
We'll edit that in.
I like the Seahawks -6. Michael, your pick.
I agree. I don't know if any of you two have news on Malik Neighbors' concussion thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, he might not even play.
Out.
If he's out, then that's an easy bet. That line will probably go up to 9 or something. I don't even know. Seahawks look really good last night.
But...
It won't move it that much.
I don't know. He's their only offensive piece. Without him, that's Wan'Dale Robinson.
It doesn't.
I mean,
the Seahawks looked really good last night. That's an Eagles quarterback.
It's Daniel Jones in the Eagles jersey. I don't know why. Looking for the Neighbors info.
Yeah, give me the Giants +6. Whenever it's close to a touchdown, I'll definitely hit the underdog in that. I have a funny feeling it'll.
Sorry.
Was that Debbie? Oh,
I was playing a Twitter doctor clip, but it was 3 minutes, so I don't have time for that.
No, we got time.
Yeah, I got time.
Then I got to tag him in the comments.
Oh, all right.
Oh, so we're done. We're not playing that. All right, cool.
No.
So I'm taking Giants plus 6.
You just said you had some more to be too. Did you not?
Yeah, I do. My bad. Yeah, actually. I'm taking Giants plus 6. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of faith in this whoever the Giants are playing team. Who are they playing again?
Seahawks.
Oh yeah, Seahawks.
Bona fide playoff team, but whatever.
Oh yeah, bona fide. The fact that you're putting the Seahawks as a bona fide playoff team is kind of outrageous to me. But I'm gonna take the Giants plus 6, and then
3-1, but go off.
Kid didn't watch football.
I might.
What time did you go to bed last night?
4 a.m. I am super sleepy, but we'll incorporate that into our Focus 5, as Dub likes to call it. I would call it my Final 5 because those are my final picks of the night. But for Dubcast, we'll do the Focus 5.
You're under my brand, bitch.
I mean, it would be way easier if you said your Final 5, but all right, we'll do your Focus 5.
Cowboys Steelers Sunday Night Football. Steelers minus 2.5 in Pittsburgh. Cam, we'll go back to you. Give
me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers minus 2.5, please, and thank you.
I'm with you. No Micah Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence on the Cowboys defense. Steelers put up points last week. I feel like they could have figured something out. Dub's definitely going to pick the Cowboys. Creepy smile moment.
Smile too in theaters soon.
Yeah, I got Steelers.
Not sponsored, by the way.
Steelers at home. Unbeatable.
Yes, sir.
How about them Cowboys? Cowboys plus 2.5. I like them to win this game outright. Way better offense. Figure something out against TJ Watt that I don't care if Micah's out. I don't care if DeMarcus Lawrence is out. Cowboys. We're talking about a team that just lost to the Colts defense. This is the Cowboys. This is Cowboys 2-2. Steelers are.
All right, Jay Billis, shut the fuck up.
Walk 94 feet with me, and I'll explain why Dak Prescott is a top 10 NFL quarterback.
Walk 94 feet.
I like the Cowboys outright. Dak, CD, what's his name?
Oh shit! You even know their weapons in the offense.
Rico Dowdle. I don't know. I think this could be a slugfest, but I like I think on paper the Cowboys are a better team. They also need this win more. The Steelers are a kind of fluffy 3-1. It doesn't seem like the Steelers should be 3-1. Bring it back down to earth. Plus 2.5. We'll take the points. If it gets to 3, we'll slam it. Might take Cowboys money line. I love the Cowboys. They're one of my favorite picks this week. Last game of the week, Saints Chiefs. Chiefs minus 5 Monday night in Kansas City. Michael, you have your cardinal rule of never betting against the Chiefs. Will you be following through on that this week?
No.
You're taking the Saints plus 5.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Rashee Rice having a maybe torn ACL, maybe amputated leg. I don't know. Saints offense hasn't looked the same since the first 2 weeks, but I think they'll figure it out. Maybe not against this Chiefs defense 100%, but they'll definitely score some points. Travis Kelce might have a huge day, and that would suck for me, but 5 points is a lot, even though they're at Arrowhead.
Burrowhead.
Okay. I'm taking the Saints.
Cam?
Give the Chiefs minus 5, please. And thank you.
I'll have the same that he's having, please. I think Mahomes is at Brady level at this point. I don't care if he has Rashee Rice. I don't care if he has Crashy Rice. I don't care if he has Damian Amendola. I don't care if he has Austin Petty. Give me the Chiefs minus 5. Saints on the road. It's not good. That Chiefs defense is crazy. Olave or Kamara, one of them will be shut down. Derek Carr is not a quarterback I'm picking against Mahomes. It's got to be somebody to like a top 5, 10 level. Carr's maybe top 15. Saints defense is good, yes, but Mahomes can crack anything. 5 points is a lot, but Chiefs beat the Falcons. What was that, by a touchdown? They beat the Bengals by a couple. I mean, I don't know. I like the Chiefs. I'm going back to my rule of never betting against the Chiefs. Like, you give me 8 points against the Chiefs, and it's like, okay, maybe I'll consider. But now we're back down to 5, so it's slam the Chiefs. So that's where I round out my Monday night pick. So now,
what if it was 7?
The Focus 5
if
going
it was
into Dubs podcast.
If it was 7, I would probably still take the Chiefs, and it'd probably be a push.
Okay.
Mikey, did you ask? I don't remember asking.
He asked me. That's why I answered. I didn't just pull it out of my ass. All right, let's talk about our Focus 5. So Cam likes to allude to this the whole podcast. Let's read off these records. Not very impressive for you guys. We'll start with Mikey, 2-8
All right,
on the year.
We're putting 2-8. That math doesn't math.
It's 5 games a week, so 5 plus 5 is 10. 2 plus 8 is 10.
I was thinking you said 2 out of 8.
Dude, Dub, you are so good at math. Actually,
thank you.
God.
I'm picking. All right, last week I was picking things that were for money making, not for likelihood.
I said it before and I'll say it again. On this podcast, we want winners. We don't care about your fucking plus 1,700 Jets parlay where you have Mike Williams who's caught 4 balls all season catching a touchdown in a rain game. Did you know this was going to rain?
No, it was supposed to be sunny. It was supposed to be it wasn't supposed to be sunny. It was supposed to be 75 and cloudy, and then it was
nothing like picking 3 touchdown scores from the same team and a money line in the same. No, I'm not hating. I want you to win, though. I want winners. I don't.
All right,
as soon as I see him plus like 500 and more, I'm like, this bet's not hitting, bro. That's just simple.
We got winners this week. Don't worry.
All right, here we go. Take us home. We'll go one by one. We'll reveal the records one by one.
Commanders game. Who are they playing? Commanders, Browns. Over 44.5. I feel like that's easy. They've scored 38 and 42 the past 2 weeks. The Commanders have. And then the Browns, they can score 0 points, and I think this will still be an over. Patriots, Dolphins, we're going over 35.5. I think this is like a scary it's a scary low number.
Something 15. Stinky in here.
Yeah, it's gross. I don't love it. I love it.
I love it.
But I think if Miami decides to put a little zone read sort of deal for Tyler Huntley, get a bunch of screens going, dial down all the motions, I think they'll figure something out against the Patriots defense. And then
big football guy.
Okay. I have Saints Kansas City under 42.5. Monday night game, usually semi low scoring, unless it's the Lions and the
unless it's like last night where they scored 70.
Yeah, exactly. But that matchup is always high scoring.
Sure.
And then we got, let's see, Bucks Falcons. We're going a lot of unders these days. Bucks Falcons under 43.5.
I like that. Thursday night football.
Thursday nights always low scoring, unless no, it's not. It's always low scoring. And then Jets Vikings. I think we're getting a little jet lag game, going under 40.5 for these two very good defenses. Offense has been okay for the Jets, I'd say. Pretty good for the Vikings, but I think the Jets defense will be able to do some things against them. Also, I don't know when everyone's traveling out to London, but it's going to be a tough game, especially on the turf that I saw a video today of them rolling in the turf and basically just putting it on concrete on the bottom of the stadium. They rolled out the sod and put in turf just on concrete. So, yeah. Good stuff.
All right. All over under is interesting. Cam, your turn. Right. Your record on the year is 4-6. Could be 5-5 if you didn't, throw in that Jaden Daniels first touchdown, but we won't rehash that. Your 5 picks to win the Dubcast listeners' money this week.
Okay. Zays, Hasn't scored a touchdown yet in the past 2 games, so they've joined the Dubcast. Give me Zay Flowers and the Baltimore Ravens to win. Parlay. Give me Josh Allen to score a touchdown and the Buffalo Bills to win. Give me Josh Jacobs and the Green Bay Packers to win. Also, that's 1, 2, and 3. And then 4 is going to be Kansas City money line. I'm feeling a Kelsey touchdown. He hasn't scored yet. Give me a Kelsey touchdown. And then also,
will Taylor be at the game?
Will Taylor? No, Taylor will not be at the game. Because it's coming out party.
Coming out as gay?
Party. Yeah. He's come out gay for his brother. And then we're also, final pick of the night, Ramondre Stevenson touchdown, and then Pat to win money line. Boom. Book it, signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm going to pass it over to Dubby, the host of the Dubcast.
All right, best of luck to you. Last week, I was 4-1 on the Focus 5. You guys weren't there live to react to my picks. Once again, apologizing for my poor internet connection and dogs barking at me. This week, we're back. It wasn't a Cinco. It was the Bill's dog sitting.
Remember, it was just a girl's house?
Yeah, it was on my So Focus 5 this week. Looking at these picks, about 3 of them are gross, but I love them. First pick: wake up early Sunday morning, have some tea, and watch the Jets beat the Vikings. Take away the undefeated record. Give me the Jets plus 2.5 in London. Next game, we got 2 picks for this game. The Jags Colts. Give me the Jags -3. Love the Jags in this one. I'm also taking the over 46. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, especially if Flacco plays. That over is looking very solid. Next one, we go to Sunday night and Monday night. Sunday night, Cowboys plus 2.5. Mentioned it before. Think they're with a way better team. This is a must-win for them. Steelers don't have that much pressure. I don't trust Justin Fields as much as I trust Dak, which is saying a lot because I don't trust Dak at all. And then final game, we have Chiefs-Saints. Never bet against the Chiefs. If you need a pick, I was really struggling to find a pick that I was really confident in. I'll take the Chiefs -5. It's simple. Win by a touchdown, and we're there. So there's my Focus 5. Once again, would like to thank you, gents, for coming on the pod. I'll leave the floor open, mostly for Cam, if you have a college pick for us this week, or if you have a UFC pick.
Not this week. Maybe next week whenever I figure something out. I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot like that, but
it's all good, bro.
We'll open next week.
All right. Any parting words before we cut to me talking about NCAA, which I haven't even researched yet?
Nice. No, I don't think so. Mike, unless you got anything?
Nope. I'll be up at probably 8:30.
Here's the Dubcast.
To prepare on Sunday for,
3 weeks
game.
in.
Yeah.
All right, lads. Now we'll cut to me talking NCAA takeaways and my Flash 5 for the week. We're back with NCAA Week 5. Give my 5 takeaways and my Flash 5 picks for the week. Starting off with the 5 takeaways. First takeaway, how can it not be the Bama-Georgia game? Wow. Just the game of the year, back and forth. Well, not back and forth. Bama was up big in the first half. Georgia slowly starts chipping away, comes back, makes it a game. Ryan Williams is absurd. 17 years old. He's going to be a stud in like 2 or 3 years for somebody in the NFL. He's going to be the next Justin Jefferson or something. Wow, man. In Bama, so, obviously a very good win, but you have to keep the home field in mind. I know Georgia plays Texas in the near future. Georgia can probably afford 1 or 2 more losses, but besides that, it's looking a little, things might get a little difficult for them. Big questions about Carson Beck. He did play well in the second half. First half was not good. Bama, Milroe is insane. Milroe stock is all the way up. Potential Heisman. Ryan Williams stock up as well. So crazy game there. Next takeaway was from Friday night. Miami, very questionable win on the Hail Mary back and forth game. They were down at home to Virginia Tech. I'm gonna say Miami won that game, bro, because they called it that he was out of bounds. I agree with that. Also, if it was so unclear, like how could you possibly call that a touchdown in the game? I don't like how they called it on the field that it was a touchdown, because that seemed weird to me. I just didn't see that at all. Meanwhile, though, Miami heads to Cal next week for college game day. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know. I think a lot of people are saying they're trying to protect Miami, make sure they're the pride of the ACC, make sure that they have an undefeated ACC team to champion, and I don't necessarily oppose that. Obviously, you thought Florida State was going to be some sort of juggernaut this year, number 10 ranked preseason. They've gone downhill. I think Clemson's going to make the playoff because they're just have an insanely easy schedule. So Miami and Clemson would be my two ACC playoff teams, but yeah, I'm here for Miami winning. I don't mind it. Next takeaway, we had the ranked matchup. So first matchup was Oklahoma State versus Kansas State. Oklahoma State is done. 2 losses, they're out. Fraudulent. Big loss to Kansas State in Kansas State. Didn't think Kansas State was a crazy team. Oklahoma State, I thought they would be better with Ollie Gordon and Gundy, but it's Gundy's proving himself to be more and more of a fraud. I'm out on Oklahoma State as a collective. Kansas State, I guess they still have a chance to make the playoff if they went out as well. I'm not sure how many teams the Big 12 will get in there. It is a pretty good division though, so say the ACC level adjacent. So we'll see what happens with the Big 12. Next ranked matchup was Notre Dame versus Louisville in Notre Dame. Notre Dame survived this one. It was very back and forth, and I told you, Notre Dame -6.5 last week. They cover the 7, barely. If you got it at 7, sorry, we missed that one, but I said 6.5, so I'm counting it as a win. Yeah, Louisville looks good on the road. I was looking at their schedule earlier. I was considering picking them for one of the I am going to pick their game for one of my Flash 5 picks. So them on the road, that was their first road game in Notre Dame, only lose by a touchdown. Easily could have been back in that game. So props to Louisville, props to Notre Dame. They know what they need to do. They have that NIU loss staring them in the face. They need to win out every game in order to make the playoff. I think they'll get there. This playoff system right now is built for them to get in. So if they don't get in, that's just a shame. Last one, Penn State, Illinois. Told you Illinois +18. They only lose by 14, so we cover. That was a weird one to me. I didn't understand the spread, but when the game played out like that, where it was just a very low-scoring game, very Big Ten football, it makes sense. This was kind of my backup game during the Bama-Georgia game, so I wasn't paying the closest attention. Just seemed like Illinois couldn't really move the ball. Obviously, only 7 points. Aller just did enough. So Penn State continues to be a potential playoff team. I think they're undefeated as well. So Illinois, after that big win in Nebraska, they do have 2 ranked wins, so we'll see how far that gets them, but lost here to Penn State. Next takeaway was the upsets of the weekend. Ole Miss loses to Kentucky at home. A disgusting loss for them. I don't even know what to say about that. I didn't watch any of that game, but Kentucky is obviously almost beat Georgia. Now they beat Ole Miss at Ole Miss. Kentucky's got this, upset mentality, upset possibility every time they go somewhere. It's SEC football. Ole Miss wasn't ready. Lane Kiffin making TikToks with his daughter. Get ready for the game, bro. Jackson Dart only scoring 17 points against Kentucky. Not a good look, man. I'm kind of bearish on Ole Miss. I was pretty bearish on them the whole season. So far, it seems like they just play kind of fraudulent competition. Now they play a real team and lose at home, so not loving that. Utah, the pride of the Big 12, backup quarterback, is upset at home without Cam Rising versus Arizona. Yeah, number 10, Utah goes down. Looked like everything was going in their favor, but this Cam Rising situation is just not going to allow them to make the playoffs. I think, you need to have him in there. He can't be saying he's going to play and then not play. I don't know. Is he playing this week? We don't even know. It's very odd. I don't know. I don't trust the Utah at all. Arizona had that big loss to somebody. Kansas State. They got destroyed. So after that, I don't know. But I was considering picking them for this week, but I didn't. We'll see what happens with Arizona. New look Big 12 has been interesting so far, to say the least. And last takeaway, Indiana 5-0. How about that? Indiana and Nebraska both potentially being back in the same year. That's crazy. Liking what I'm seeing from Indiana so far. We bet them 2 or 3 weeks ago, so continue to keep an eye on Indiana as a Big Ten team. It's interesting because a lot of the Big Ten teams are good because it's the SEC and the Big Ten that are good. So Indiana being 5-0. Definitely is something to keep an eye on. Hopefully they're back because football or college sports are better when Indiana and Nebraska are good and their fan bases can get involved. So moving on to the Flash 5, we hit everything for you guys. Notre Dame -6.5. Bama money line. What else? Let me look. We did not hit the under in Auburn, Oklahoma due to a last-second field goal. 45.5 ended at 48. We had Bama, Notre Dame, Illinois plus 18, and Texas Tech minus 2.5. Another late game sweat. I think they won by 3. So 4-1 on the Flash 5, which brings our record from 8-7 to 12-8. We got 5 more picks this week, as always. Flash 5, here we go. First game, Louisville minus 6.5 versus SMU. Mentioned it before. I think this SMU team, yes, they're good. I just don't see it. They're one bit kind of close game, and it was on the road. That was their only game on the road, was at Nevada, and they almost lost to Nevada, who's not good. So give me Louisville minus 6.5 at home. This should be an easy game for them to win. I see a win by 10 points, 14 points. Louisville is just a way better team. SMU's hyped up right now. I'm not sure why Vegas is buying into them that much. We'll take the touchdown spread. Next one, Army at Tulsa. I'm riding this Army train until it ends. Army on the road. They slaughtered Temple on the road, I believe, last Thursday. Now they go to Tulsa. Tulsa's not good either. This Army offense is for real. Their Army's undefeated. Navy's undefeated. The service academies, we don't talk about Air Force, but the service academies are legit. 12 points. I like it. Tulsa's not good. Tulsa's not good enough for me to think they're going to come within 2 scores, so give me Army minus 12. Next one, we got under. Purdue at Wisconsin, under 45.5. It's a little low for my liking, but it's Big Ten football. Wisconsin especially is just the definition of Big Ten football. Purdue obviously lost 66-7 to Notre Dame. They haven't really scored much either. So I'm predicting a Wisconsin win. Like I could see like 28-7, 24-16, 24-17, something like that. I think this under is a lock. I like it. Big Ten football, we take unders. Next one, over 53.5 in the Ole Miss South Carolina game. Ole Miss is going to come back with a vengeance. They need to win out now. They need to win every game they can. SEC, high-scoring offenses. South Carolina, we saw put up numbers against LSU's defense. I think LSU's defense is a little bit better than Ole Miss's, if I had to guess. So 53.5, yes, it's a high number, but I feel comfortable with that over. Last one, Stanford, 8.5 at home versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has to make the cross-country trip. Stanford at home, we saw them cover a touchdown, and I think the same exact spread against TCU to open the season. I don't think Virginia Tech's better than TCU. I think they're the same level. Yes, they played Miami close. Yes, they played Vanderbilt close, but they lost. Like this, they've lost to Rutgers close. So all these games were very close. I don't think Virginia Tech's a team that can pull away. We saw Stanford upset Syracuse on the road. Yes, Stanford got clobbered in Clemson, but that's a different story. That's Clemson. So last one, give me Stanford plus 8.5 versus Virginia Tech. So that'll wrap up this episode of the Dubcast. Thanks again for our guests for coming on, Cam and Mikey. It's going to be a weekly segment now. We got the contract signed. The dotted line has been signed. Just kidding, but they are going to be back every week. We'll be continuing with the NCAA and NFL coverage. So like, subscribe, comment, do your thing. So yeah, coming up, still more movie reviews, still NFL, NCAA, Survivor every week. That's about it. Busy week wraps up here. I'm hoping to get a movie review out Sunday, but if I don't, I'm on vacation, so that's why I haven't posted anything on this weekend. We'll be back early next week if not. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, be easy.